Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, strikes again, the serial headline grabber, causing a flutter with fans and in the media by saying that he has not signed his end of a deal for a rematch with Deontay Wilder. And of course, Deontay Wilder very publicly announced that the rematch was done, that a deal was in place for some point next year if he beat Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury got through his upcoming fights. He's got Tom Schwarz this weekend and then another as yet to be confirmed opponent for some point later in the year, September or October. So you might be asking, well, what is really going on here? And is Tyson Fury sort of locked up in a rematch? His co-promoter Bob Arum has previously stated that, yep, it's pretty much locked up, that a deal is done and that they are building towards a rematch with Deontay Wilder. And he's been talking various dates. Frank Warren has talked various dates, but nothing in terms of a date and a venue is completely locked in. And as Fury tells it, he says, I've signed nothing. Not that I'm aware of, unless someone signed it for me, which would be illegal. And he's told multiple media outlets that when he has been asked, TMZ, Kevin Ioli of Yahoo Sports, and others. So this whole thing, and as I said, serial headline grabber, just think what's actually at stake here. It's Tyson Fury Fight Week. He's trying to generate and drum up some interest for his fight this weekend against undefeated German Tom Schwarz, who's 24-0. But what we've been talking about this week, largely with Fury, has been other things not related to his fight, because it actually is one of those occasions where many people feel this is a mismatch, that Tom Schwarz isn't going to beat Tyson Fury. It wasn't the opponent that Fury should be facing. So what better way for Tyson Fury, because he can only say, I can't underestimate Tom Schwarz so many times, it does lose impact. He's been generating other headlines, and when he does that, what's mentioned in those headlines? That he's fighting this weekend. We've already seen it again this week with the WBO sort of rumor that he started saying that he had inside information that the WBO strap that Andy Ruiz Jr. won on June 1st may be up for grabs. He said it was a realistic option, that it was something that, he had some inside information on. And later, Frank Warren said that Tyson Fury was just playing. But what happened? Videos galore on YouTube by different, YouTube boxing uploaders, website copy all over the internet. It went around the world, the possibility he might be fighting for a title. And then, a day or two later, he says that actually he hasn't signed a deal with Deontay Wilder. So I think we need to actually take it for what it is. Tyson Fury is manipulating the media and by default fans, because he's trying to generate some headlines, generate some discussion, and build some interest to his fight this weekend. Because the actual opponent this weekend and what he can offer in terms of, one, a promotional sense, he's not speaking English, he's speaking German, he can only help the promotion so much. But also, it's not the opponent that many wanted to see Fury in with. So for me, this is just, I see it for what it is. It's cheap headline grabbing. And this is something that Fury is very good at. And it's very successful. People are talking about this. These latest headlines have generated a whole, what is really going on here? But when you step back and look at the situation, examine some of the statements that have already been said, and while Deontay Wilder was potentially overstepping and trying to get ahead of it, announcing the rematch with Fury, Fury's own promoter, Bob Arum, has already said it's pretty much a done deal, that it was easy to make, and he's already talking trilogy. So he must have some confidence that the bones of a deal is in place. And let's face it, Tyson Fury probably wouldn't be signing his contract till much closer to the fight. That's generally what happens. It's the best part of a year away that fight would happen. 8, 9, 10 months? Is he really going to be signing his end of a deal right now? I don't think so. I actually think probably the bones of a deal are in place. And remember, Tyson Fury, even though he's saying he hasn't signed his end of a deal, he says it would be illegal, signed nothing. He's also, in the same breath, even just this week, says that he's not in control of his opponents, that he leaves that to other people, that he's not necessarily behind that and in control of that. So would he be aware of all the nuts and bolts that are being talked about and worked out behind the scenes to try and make a pay-per-view rematch between Wilder and Fury for 2020 happen? Potentially not, but he will know that talk is going on. But what better way to generate some headlines to actually throw a bit of a statement out there to suggest that it's not happening, that nothing is a done deal. But at this point, his promoter is saying that a rematch is done and a trilogy fight is not out of the question, and that he expects a trilogy fight at some point. But Tyson Fury, he really does know how to work the media, get those headlines, and, the whole generating the rumor about getting the WBO strap, it's another case in point. He is controversial, and he could well turn around tomorrow and go, actually, the rematch is done, and sort of, be contrite and say, I was just messing with you, because often that's what he does. He is unpredictable. He does contradict himself at times and change his mind, even from day to day, sometimes week to week. The Dillian Whyte fight was an example. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.